Hey everyone, RG here and welcome back to a brand new Sims 4 speedbuild on the channel, people. And today I'm gonna take on the role of a fortune teller, and I'm gonna tell you that in probably one of the upcoming expansion packs or game pack or whatever, we're probably gonna get a dentist job, a dentist career, something like that. I don't know, I just feel it in my bones, or teeth more like it. And I decided why not to, to prepare for that and to be ready once it will drop, and to create a dentist private clinic. And this is exactly what we're gonna do here in this video. And right now you can see me creating, and we're gonna start with the gem of this build, which is gonna be the dentist, I think it's called a dental chair. So we're gonna start off by creating this one, and of course this is a non-CC build. As you see it right now being created, you just need to load it into your game and you will have it. Of course, as long as you have all the items that you can see over here and that I used in this build. Now, first and foremost, let's talk some numbers and information about this build. So we are in a Brinatal Bay, which is the map of the cats and dogs, and I gotta tell you that the most challenging part of creating this build wasn't even the building part, it was me trying to figure where to place a private clinic. Because I wanted to create this as a individual house, and it's more like those, those dentists who has their own house and they have a private clinic inside of their house, in a part of the house or in a like dedicated area or room. I wanted that to be the filling out of this build. I didn't want it to be part of like one apartment out of a complex or something like that. Although I cannot tell you that I wasn't thinking about maybe doing it this way and creating it as an apartment in a skyscraper or in a complex. But at the end I wanted it to be a really isolated private clinic. So basically, once we're gonna get that job into the game, you will be able to own this place as a private clinic. But for now, because we don't have it yet in the game, you maybe can use it as a freelancer working space, because you're gonna have a place for the doctor or the dentist to work on his computer or their computer, and you of course gonna have this area, which is the, as I said, this is the dental chair. You're gonna have this in the operating room maybe, or treatment room, call it whatever you like. And we're gonna have a second floor to this build, and in that space I kind of left it empty for you, because I know that many people love when they are playing the game and they are doing some sort of a job. It doesn't really matter what it is, if it's running a bakery, if it's a shop, if it's a freelancer. They do love to have another space for living, so I just left that second floor empty for you to do whatever you want with it. I didn't create it because I didn't want to fill it with objects and make this build more expensive as it needs to be, as just a dental, like a dentist private clinic, So yeah, I left that second floor over there for you to do whatever you want with it, and the entrance for that second floor is actually from the back side of this build. So yeah, just know that. Now, this build is 30 by 20 in dimensions. However, I didn't really, as you're gonna see in a bit, I didn't really utilize the whole space. I believe at the end it's more like a 20 by 20. As you can see right now, I just enclosed the structure inside of that fence over there. So it's more like a 20 by 20. Maybe you can even load it into 20 by 20, and it's just gonna remove those trees at the backyard over there. Not quite sure about this. Never really play tested it that way. Of course, I play tested it as a build, but yeah. So maybe you can even load it into a 20 by 20. I don't know. As I told you, it was the trickiest thing for me was to actually find a location for this. I tried many other lots, many other places, maps and stuff, but I just couldn't. It didn't feel right for me to build this type of build in any other place other than this. Now I gotta tell you that in this build I kinda used a lot the brand new kit, the clutter kit, which brought us quite a lot of items with like related to the bathroom now, or to the restroom or whatever. And I gotta tell you, people, that I love that kit. It's actually those small things that were always missing from, like for me at least, from the toilet area, from the restroom. You know that I don't like to show you the building process of restrooms and stuff like that, right? I do believe that you're gonna see it over here because I used that kit in order to create the restroom over here, basically the public restroom for the patients. But that kit is actually the missing piece, let's call it, of restroom builds or toilet rooms, and I just love them. The toilet papers that you can stack on top of each other, that you can place them as like a tower. I really love that, like a pyramid. I love that. I think I did it over here, like a small pyramid of 3 of them together. And the toothpaste and the brushes and toothbrushes and all the other items that came with this kit, definitely worth it. Now, one thing that I noticed, people, that the community kind of maybe unhappy with, let's call it, if I'm sugar coating it, you know. And by the way, right now you can see me creating the sign of the tooth for this, and it's made from tiny and small lamps, wall lamps. Tiny deeds, people, those are the tiny deeds. And where was I? Oh, so the thing that the community is kind of unhappy about is the fact that some of the items that came recently in packs, or even in this particular like kit, is that the items are not in the best texture that people were expecting, let's call it. And people are kind of talking about this, that they're thinking it is kind of not okay to do a low quality textures for those items, and they don't want to pay for it. Now, I don't want to justify, you know, giving us low quality of items. However, you need to remember a few things. First of all, those are cluttering items or clutterers items. You're not supposed to, you know, focus too much into them. You're supposed to look at them or look or play with them from the bird view on top of the house. They're not meant to be a high quality objects, and they are over there as clutter items, and the only job for them is basically to add volume to the room, to the space. Okay, you're not supposed, and I notice many people, that's exactly what they do. They zoom in into those items and complaining about the quality of it. For an example, one of the hair dryers over there, the cable is only 2D and not 3D. Now I want to remind you, people, and those who are playing with CC probably know it. Go to your CC folder and do tell me how heavy that folder is right now. Because the higher the quality of the item, the more weight it will basically be. So for an example, it's just like, you know, saving the same video. For an example, this video, if I will save it as an HD video, it will be around, I don't know, 5 gig. But if I will save it as a quad HD or full HD or 4K, it will be basically 3 times or 4 times heavier than the HD version. You see where I'm going with this? What The Sims is trying to do is actually to save your game. They're trying to save the how much those items are heavy to your PC to handle with. Because let's face it, people, most of the people who are playing The Sims are not playing on gaming PC. The Sims is an 9 years old game. It is running on an old system, an old version basically. It's not a game that meant to be running on gaming PCs only. It meant to be running on a mediocre PCs and low PCs, even like low grade PCs. So they're trying to save your game. Do you know what is the outcome of spending a lot of time on texture and quality of items? Do you know what's going to be the end game of it? Sims 3 back then. When Sims 3 was out, people were complaining that the game is lagging, that the game is not moving properly, and that's because they actually spend a lot of time for the textures of the game and the objects, and the fact that the game was actually an open world. the more things are implemented into objects and into the game, the harder for the PC to handle it. And that's exactly the thing. So they're trying basically to save your game by making the objects just a little bit less textury, let's call it. That way they can save at least half of the space it will take. The people who are playing with CC probably know that. If they have like 100 or 200 more CCs in their game, and I have friends that have that, and they're telling me that the game is a bit laggy for them because of that. So people don't take it so bad if some items are just not in like the most amazing looking kinda way. They just there to be a prop item, to add a bit more volume, and just remember people that no one is forcing you. You know, if you don't like something over there, just don't buy it. Just look for an example on the build right now in front of you. You can see those items, especially right now, from the right distance, and they kind of look okay. Again, you're not supposed to do those huge zooms inside and complain about the quality. Of course, the more, the closer you are to the object, the less textury or focus it's gonna be. Anyway, we are getting close to this end of this video, and I do hope that you enjoyed our little discussion over here, and maybe you learned something new. And of course, I really appreciate it if you will hit the like button for more builds just like this. And of course, with the brand new upcoming expansion packs and game packs, I will release more related builds just like this one in the future. Maybe we will renovate this one. So hit the like button if you enjoy, subscribe to the channel for more builds just like this. And until the next time, keep that Sims party going for me. RG out.